Hi, everyone. We are applying for Y Combinator, and it really explains why there are a bunch of different videos that we started posting up recently, but it also explains why we got onto YouTube in the first place. And so we're just going to react to our own videos. This is going to get weird, so we're going to be really high, but we're also going to explain to you why we're here, and like why we're actually on YouTube. It's not, and the answer isn't because we want to be YouTubers. I mean,
we just want to, make a job out of sitting around getting high.
We want. I want to be Joe Rogan. No, well, I mean that's not a bad thing either. But we wanted to make a platform for content creators, like almost
Plus, this is not all we do. Sorry.
Yes.
This
Oh,
is
right.
Definitely not all we do.
We wanted to make a platform for content creators, but when COVID hit, we weren't able to get the investment we needed to actually build out the software. And so we were like, well, let's become content creators. So one, we can connect to other content creators and show them how to onboard onto our software when it's ready. And we can have our own library of content when we're ready to launch, but also to understand what the problems are in the current industry for content creators and how we can make a product that resolves those issues. Mm-hmm. So let's get into...
Also, because I've only sold... in my whole work history, like products, materials that are not digital assets and stuff like that. And when I knew it's something different to try to not only verify but sell and like transact with digital assets, but it's being done all the time. And that was like I couldn't get into YouTube, but until we started making content, because I was like, this is so big, I don't understand it and what the lure of it is. Like, it has 2 billion subscribers. Let's
get on to this is our founder's video for Y Combinator. So let's go over this, because this will explain to you the story in like a minute. Hi, Y Combinator. I'm Joe, the CEO of Eureka.
And I'm Yarni, COO.
So we've been developing an idea, a content platform that prioritizes content creators over advertisers.
Yeah, and then Joseph and I down here, but in different parts, we're trying to raise funds. COVID hit and it became a lot more difficult. That's when we started actually creating content and became content creators ourselves. And we're able to much better see the problems that they were facing.
So what we began to realize was, because YouTube has a monopoly in the free-to-post, free-to-watch video platform market, their priorities are serving ads, and it negatively impacts content creators, like community strikes. And YouTube isn't really focused on innovating their product anymore because they don't have any more of the market to gain. So they're only focused on serving more ads at this point. So let me just clarify that. Because YouTube has a monopoly in the free-to-post, free-to-view content streaming platform, if they improve their market, they don't get any more market share because they already have all the market share.
They're just getting more time. They want more hours.
Right. So all of the problems that content creators have, they're not really interested in resolving, because that's not what moves the needle that's most important to them, which is revenue. What increases their revenue is serving more ads. And so they make changes basically to make content creators, although they suffer, to condition them to create more ad-friendly content. So they're trying to condition content creators to self-censor themselves.
To make both of them money.
Yes. Yeah.
They can't... They're paying the price for using the platform. That's their fee. Like, you've got to start following what they censor. But the problem is, like, you can't tell. The rules just change randomly. And, like, it's just like, what? You can't do that normally when you can't just change, like, the rules like that. Yeah. And especially when you're messing with people's way of income. It's not.
See, that's the thing. They're not interested in messing with people's ways of income.
I know they're not. That's not even. It's just a side effect of their goal to make more money by signing on more advertisers and advertising space. Yeah, but
all right, we got 18 seconds left on this. Our platform that we want to build is focused on building a competitor with a fundamentally different business model that focuses on transaction fees and verification for original content as well as merchandise. So we think we are a great candidate for Y Combinator, and we hope you seriously consider our application. Thank you. So weird.
Okay, so this is why I had problems with the transaction fee part, because I think people assume free to use, free to whatever, but if you're investing time into creating content and putting it on a platform that's supposedly free to use, but they knock you on stuff that create that content that you're creating according to their rules, right? Then that is the price they're paying. Like,
yeah,
it isn't.
But they don't have to go through a
so
studio like Netflix.
I know.
Or
so
Hulu,
now it's not
or
the
Amazon,
studios that
or
write
HBO.
up their script
Right. They
or
can post,
do their editing.
They can post again, like whatever they want. Like it's still free for them to post whenever they want. It can be taken down.
Well, that's what you've done. You've cut it out, right? Is that what you've
No.
Oh,
Okay, well, let's get into the actual demonstration of the product, because we actually have a product video that we also posted. And so this will kind of show more clearly what we're trying to build. Hello, and welcome to the Eureka demo, a new social media platform.
You sound like a
So
robot.
I know what you're asking. Why another social media platform? And so I had a joke in here, and I had recorded a few with these takes, but I was taking it out. And the joke was,
That's why you're so robotic? You're trying not to laugh?
no. I don't know. No,
Oh, okay. I'm
this
like,
is
you sound
one
like
of,
a robot trying to sound human, but you're like...
I'm going off a
emotions.
script though.
Oh,
and
okay.
so that's the difference. Is we never have a script. I don't think we've ever scripted anything unless we're doing videos like this. So I had a joke where it's like, we treat our users better than equal. We treat our users like they're white. White gold. Because as soon as you log in, it's like we have a white guy as like the example, but this is the user profile. This is the UI UX design of our app. But let's keep going. To that question, let's first go through some problems that we have with current social media platforms by looking at some of the biggest ones, Facebook and YouTube. So the problem with these competitors is that they have monopolies in their respective industries. Facebook in social media and YouTube in the free to post, free to view streaming. And what happens when companies get a monopoly is innovating or improving their product, it doesn't increase their market share. So the only metric that really matters to them is sales or revenue. And for Facebook, that means, harvesting user data and selling it to analytic firms whose biggest clients are advertisers and
you need to change their name to their real
campaigns.
name.
I couldn't find their logo.
Change their name.
They're Emerdata now. Okay, but let's keep going and then we'll talk about it. And for YouTube, that means increasing their AdSense revenue. And what happens for users is that they notice a decline in their feed and they blame it on the algorithm. Okay, so right there. So Facebook and YouTube, they basically make money off of YouTube selling ads in between content, and then Facebook actually selling their user data to analytic firms to better serve them ads. Like, yeah.
But the thing
or like
is,
A/B
all
tested
of
ads.
These are ads being
A/B testing.
customized to the user.
Sure, right.
And you're like, how are you customizing this?
So yeah.
Because whenever you can feel what they're trying. Well, at least me, for being like a conspiracy theory or this person, I'm always like, why? What are they trying to show me? Like,
yes. That's a good point.
What were they looking at?
So these companies now, because they have monopolies in their fields, they're not interested in gaining any more users. They're interested in keeping their users on their platforms longer, for as long as they can. So they're not interested in actually giving you engaging content that might challenge your views because they feel like you might dislike that. So basically, they're trying to just feed you content that you're going to like. That's the hook, right? They're trying to just give you dopamine every time.
I'm like, they're just trying to get me stuck in some kind of echo chamber.
No, right? No, every time you get a new news thing on your on your feed, it's supposed to be like engaging for you in a positive way. And
it's supposed to, tickle your pleasure senses, not make you want to put your phone down.
Right, and so that's why our
close the app.
Anyway, so there's a demonstration on that right now.
That's why people rage quit Facebook like they're rage quitting cocaine. I mean,
yeah. So let's see Pro ZD. He has an example of this.
So mad they close it all off.
Missed these posts? Well, in case you missed them, here they are.
I didn't check my feed yet.
And some posts your friends liked.
I mean, this is why I miss posts.
Arby's.
Why?
Algorithms.
So our platform supports all types of media, including text, photo, music, and video. But our main innovation is our business model, which focuses on transaction fees and public validation. So individuals will love it because
Copyright
our
protection.
platform is free from data harvesting. Content creators love it because their original content can be publicly verified. And businesses will love it because they finally have a resource to defend themselves against counterfeits. Okay, so that's a good point right there. So basically what we're doing is we're taking the thing that Bitcoin is made off of, blockchain, and what blockchain is basically it's just a public ledger.
That
Right.
Yeah,
It's a public-
technology, the way it stores its data.
Well, it's a public ledger that everyone can reference to see who owns what Bitcoin. And that's why it's impossible to hack, because you're just looking at a public receipt and everyone has copies of this receipt. So you can see exactly who has what. And so what we're doing is we're just taking that technology and applying like the public ledger technology to businesses or to content creators so they can show a receipt of when they initiated either their content or when they initiated their product. And so what that allows people to do is if you're a business, you have a bunch of counterfeit people on the market, like Supreme or any of the skate brands, or Gucci or Louis Vuitton or even LL Bean.
And then you have to spend time being
If
like,
you
that's
could-
not us, that's not us.
Right. And if you could verify which ones are actually yours and which ones are actually being sold by you, then you have a lot more control over like the quality and your reputation in the market. And also
being able to do warranties and stuff.
Yes.
Like, people want to do that, and it's like, how do we verify it's ours? It's like some of these copies are coming out ridiculously good.
It goes both ways, because it helps customers verify what's authentic, and it helps businesses verify, people who aren't necessarily gaming the system, who are actually
they
good,
still got a
who are actually
bottom line,
customers.
and they can't lose money on the copies getting covered in there. But
So when
it's beneficial to everybody in the ecosystem.
When we talk about like blockchain, it's like there's so many assumptions about it. We're not trying to like make a new Bitcoin or do anything crazy with it. We're just trying to use its public ledger technology, which is easy, just to create public receipts for everyone.
It's a technology that's like, amazing at being able to handle and keep legit mass amounts of data. Mm-hmm. Like it's I don't understand what all the other hiccups are, but we can apply it.
Yeah. All right. We're tired of Vitalik Buterin being the only cool one.
I mean, I don't know what
Because
that is, but I
if you
think
can
I've read stuff
initiate
on it.
a public receipt on your goods, then the secondhand market will demand that receipt to verify its authenticity. All of this is built on
We
existing
could do that with reviews
blockchain
too.
technology, which has proven itself over the decade with Bitcoin, because no one has ever been able to counterfeit or hack the public ledger.
Who is
And
this
so
guy?
that
Kill
means
it.
our platform will be able to provide more innovative financial resources for content creators as well as businesses. So whether they're just starting out their channel or their business, or they're ready to raise money for the first time, or they're ready to commit to a full ICO, we will have the resources to see them through all of those steps. Okay, so what that means is, imagine, let's take PewDiePie as a good case example, because his entire career is in 10 years. So let's say he wanted to start his channel on our platform, Eureka. You can start his channel like the same way. Let's say at one point he decides like, oh, you know what? Maybe he has like 1,000 subscribers, or maybe, let's say 1,000 subscribers. He's like, I would really benefit from improving like my audio gear, but I need to raise some money. Let's say, maybe I can crowdfund myself to
Like what they do
get
on Twitch. They have a goal,
right.
money goal, and then
right.
what they wanted it for.
So imagine being able to do that, and then starting out, it's like you have a $500 goal, and
For blah, 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 blah.
and then it's like, imagine being able to keep track of those donators. Like, let's say like maybe like 100 people donated, and he met his goal, and then he improved, and then all of a sudden he's at 1 million subscribers, and he's doing like a special like a pre-order maybe for like a PewDiePie doll, because it's celebrating like a million subscribers. You could handle the pre-order, but then you could handle the verifications for the authenticity of the product. So then if his subscribers decide that they want to sell it, the person buying it can authenticate exactly which one he's getting.
Yeah.
And then let's take it a step forward. Let's say he's at 100 million subscribers and he wants to really like raise money for like a PewDiePie movie. And it's like, it's going to be expensive because like there's special effects. Maybe he needs to raise like $1 million. And one, he would be able to crowdfund that like a Kickstarter if he wanted to on our platform. But then 2, he would be able to also fund the project in a way where the people funding the project get equity in the project. So when if the project does well, they'll get a payout either in like profit dividends or just being able to sell their shares at a higher price. So that's what we mean when we'll be able to take a studio from when they're first starting out to whenever they're ready to raise money to like grow to a full ICO whenever they're committed to doing it. And that's why transaction fees is such a big part of our business model, because we're really gambling that people will be able to find their own value on our platform and other users will be able to recognize it and want to invest in it. And when those trades happen, that's when our revenue comes in, not when we harvest user data and figure out how to stuff a bunch of ads in front of their faces.
When they're actually just using it. Using it in itself,
right?
To create.
But our pitch isn't just to create a social media platform where we don't do that. You know,
Well, it's
like
already self-sustaining then.
right.
It
No,
dies if no one uses it.
right.
Like,
Our pitch is
can't
that
just fake it anymore.
we're trying to let users find their own value, and that's why it's like
and define their own. Yeah,
I think over the long term, we're gonna see more content that's original
free
because
market?
it's not self-censored to just be put in front of, just be ad friendly, which is what
they had originally wanted to do. A lot of them when they got away from the producers and the productions and the studios, when they couldn't put what they wrote and what they imagined in video form and get it made. Like they had no distribution, and YouTube was that point. But now people are trying to. Now that people are making money off of that, not just them, yeah, they're going to be like you said, the studios and whatever. But this avoids that because the use within it in itself, them just being on the platform is what makes it go. It's like a self-sustaining, like a system, ecosystem.
All right, let's finish this up. So our goal is to create more capital opportunities for users by users. We're like the Airbnb of the SMP. Okay,
I didn't get that either. I was like, that's too many jumps.
Airbnb of hotel management basically made it so how did people rent rooms before? They had to go through a hotel chain. Airbnb bifurcated that and allowed people to set up their own bread and breakfast just on their app. You could be
your
own
manager.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's what Airbnb is, right? S&P 500, it's like how do you become a publicly traded company? You have to go through a bank, right? And then you have to get listed on an index, and then that index
get a ticker.
Right. And so what we're going to do is with software, we're going to allow people to do that as validated users from their home. And so we think Airbnb's value has grown like immensely, and they can compete against a lot of big hotel chains. I mean,
well, yeah, they're better than hotel chains to go to.
Even considering recent events, hotel chains are doing probably just as well as Airbnb.
Worse.
Right.
Airbnb,
No, exactly.
You can go to a home and be like, we can still stay isolated with our own family.
So that's what I mean when we're like the Airbnb of the S&P 500. You can create publicly validated security on our platform, and it's validated. It has a market to be traded on.
So many trigger words to get us on so many lists.
It's fine. Good. So the last question most people have is why Eureka? Why do we call ourselves Eureka? And the reason why is because when you finally find that user that you think is worth investing in because you see them as undervalued, you're going to say to yourself, Eureka, I have found it.
Are you okay? I got nothing better to do.
See, like a robot trying to be a human. It was scripted.
Just like Mark Zuckerberg's congressional hearing.
I think that's my problem. If I watch myself scripted, then it looks so unnatural. But everybody practices the script, right? Except maybe Donald Trump.
I think
he doesn't follow any script ever.
That's where like improvisation and good public speaking kind of go hand in hand. It's like you can be a good public speaker and go off a script, but then it's much harder to be a good public speaker and have nothing.
Like to go and debate.
No, well that's one instance,
even
but just
those
to
are
be
very
like, hey,
formulated
we
and-
need someone to burn 2 minutes. Can you go up there and talk about anything? And
Like
like,
be an MC.
right, and it's
that would make me
like
so
the
nervous.
difference between being able to do a script and then being able to do that, I think is pretty big. The gap. Anyways, so that's Eureka. That's why we're on YouTube. That's why we applied to Y Combinator. Do you have anything else you want to add? We've been on YouTube for 6 months, and this is our 420th video around there.
420.
Oh my God. We haven't
I
even gone
feel
over the
like-
music video. Okay, so this we have to explain why we made a music video.
Why we're
So
yeah, we've gone-
the story actually, okay, that Airbnb reference was actually pretty it's actually a pretty good segue. So if you guys know Airbnb, or if you guys don't know, Airbnb, they were in a lot of debt when they were developing, and they had a folder of, we're in a lot of debt too. So
there was a podcast.
Yes,
if
right.
We can reference the podcast
It might have been
they
the
told
startup
their own
podcast?
story.
Right.
story
So,
of
but
it.
anyways, they were like $30,000 in debt, and like all credit card. They had like a
They did the
a
Obama
Pokemon
O's.
trading card folder just full of credit cards that were all maxed out. And so that was during
Mine
an
were in a
election
rubber
year.
band.
That was in 2012 during Obama versus McCain, and they had made during the election year they had made cereal boxes, Obama O's and Captain McCain's, and they sold them for like I don't know, but it was enough.
They needed to make cash quick.
Right, I think they made like $40,000 or something. I don't know how much they made, but it was enough to pay off their credit cards and to keep going.
Mm-hmm.
And so when they applied for Y Combinator, Joe Gaba, I think the CEO, he had, after he had interviewed, he went and grabbed one of the cereal boxes and came and dropped him off. And to the people at Y Combinator, I think it showed like resilience, like, you know, even in the face of a lot of debt, they were willing to like pivot around it and figure out how to get through it. And so this music
How are we
video,
gonna make the minimum payments this month, guys? Okay, let's sell our Cheerios.
right? And so, you know, I feel like a lot of people are being gaslit right now, especially like with the media, and like everyone knows it's like, you know, we're trying to like open up like the country, and like no one really knows what's going on in COVID. And like part of the reason why I thought this song was so easy to parody was because like it's just kind of easy to speak about what's going on and just like point it out. And it's like, why, you know, this year has been so nuts because of COVID. Anyway, so that's why we made the song. But then we also made the song to try to raise our profile for YCOM. So YCOM, if you're seeing this, we made this for you. Oh man. Also, let's just.
I wasn't even sure what Y Combo was until.
Perfect.
COVID just flew over Enzo.
Okay, so this is a Kanye West
you
song.
know why I thought it was fake? Because I thought was it in Silicon Valley
No,
where we
I don't-
learned
no,
about
no.
incubators?
Yeah, we learned about incubators, yeah.
A Y. I was like, what is an incubator? Okay, sorry.
So this is a Kanye West song that we're parodying. Facts, Charlie Heat version. It's Kanye West talking about his shoes. It's great.
Shoes?
Yeah, and so I had initially got
Which shoes?
Yeezys. So I had initially, well, I had contracted the track and the rapping out. I had written everything myself, but I had contracting the track and the rap out on Fiverr. I got the track back. Great. I got the vocals back. Terrible. I was so mad I couldn't even finish listening to the whole thing because I was just so angry. So I had to call a very close friend of mine who I'm very grateful for, and I explained to him the situation. And basically, I had to learn the rap. I had to learn how to rap in that register in a day, and then I just had to go do it. And so that comes to a mantra.
Did you ever sing? Did you ever do any?
I've gotten vocal
vocals
lessons,
for-
right? Yeah. So I
Oh.
kind of understood the
Rapping
pitches I
is-
need to hit.
Did you do poem? Oh yeah.
No,
you
but
understood the
I had
rhythm
also
and the
called
pitch.
another friend to like kind of help me. It's like, is this all I need to like pay attention to? And she's basically like, yeah. I was like, okay, thank you. So, but oh crap.
How quickly did you have to do that? Because I
It
was,
was
like, what
within-
happened to the vocals? And I was like,
Yeah.
this is you rapping.
It was within a day.
so
It was
hilarious.
all in
I
one
was like,
day.
What happened? Okay.
Yeah. Ugh. Anyway, so that's me.
sorry.
But that's the story. It was
That's
supposed to be
just
someone else,
stressful.
but it's me because
But you did really good.
our
I was so
mantra,
surprised.
our mantra on the show has always been, we don't go on because it's perfect, we go on because it's time. And so we had a deadline to finish this, and that is the way, and that's why it sounds the way it sounds. But, you know, I'm proud of it. We got through a lot of hurdles.
COVID, just flew over Enza. COVID, I feel so infectious. Donald tried to downplay me, but I just did the numbers. Alphabet and Facebook, man, you know they love it. If Elon ain't have Tesla, man, he would have nothing. If Tim Cook ain't have Apple, man, he would have nothing. You know they Zoom shareholders, tell them get your money. COVID, they line up for days. Econ out for bad people starving away. Historical roots like the Great Depression. I ain't dropped the market, but the debt grew trillions. Every time you cough, they say you're too infectious. Tom Hanks got infected, now you'll get the message. Off the field with no excitement, stuck with basement Biden. 2020, I'ma ruin the whole election, yeah.
So it was like 90 degrees when I was filming this. And
it was a hot weekend.
I don't know why I didn't decide to wear this shirt. I should have just worn this shirt. I don't know. For some reason, I had decided and committed to wearing this shirt. I know they look exactly the same, but for some reason, this one is like hotter? 20 degrees hotter.
Because it's for warm weather.
Yeah.
It's not like heat.
I don't know if you guys noticed, but I did this all in one take. Actually, I even edited the video that you're seeing behind me in the morning of. Anyways, but I had to do it.
I'm not doing that again.
In one take,
We're done.
And every time I had to rewatch the take because I had to see like if it looked good or if I had to do it again. I had to take off my shirt.
Thing over and over again.
I had to take off my shirt to my neck because I can't put it over my hair, and then drink a bunch of water and just keep drinking water.
Why didn't you just get a fan? You weren't using any of the audio.
I don't know. I just wanted to get it over with. The reason why
we don't have an AC in here is because we have the audio, right?
Yeah. It took like 6 tries.
You could have just put a bucket of ice behind a fan.
Whoa, it's hot. I feel hot this
Let's not get on this physics.
COVID in the stocks, big check just got a raise. China treat the Uyghurs just like slaves. Gave LeBron a movie to disown Moray. 10,000 people die a week.
Alex
Don't
Jones.
believe us? Your legislation won't even give another stimulus. I don't show the symptoms, I don't cough again. The symptomatics, they get arrogant. COVID, just flew over Enza. COVID, just flew over Enza. COVID is a pure...
Oh, I guess I should explain some of these. This is just a play on the word influenza. Flew over Enza. So the Yeezy song, the Kanye song goes, Yeezy's just jumped over Jumpman. So jumped over Jumpman is what I needed. So that's why I thought it flew over Enza.
What's jumped over Jump?
Oh, so Jumpman is a Michael Jordan shoe. And so he's saying his shoes are doing better than Michael Jordan's shoe. Yeah.
COVID is a pure emergence. I give you pneumonia on a ventilator. If you ain't coughing up, then what's the mask for? Fortnite just got taken off
I know, it's for the lungs, right?
The lungs don't go like
Jeff made $1 million a minute. And Jeff made $1 million a minute. Jeff made $1 million a minute.
This is from the Jay Powell, the Fed video. I just put Bezos. No, I just had to put his head on it and then Amazon over the Fed logo. I was so proud of it.
I can see it in your face.
Anybody feel bad for kids?
Oh, okay, this is new news. I originally wrote this lyric because obviously like he died going to like a Trump rally or something and not, being a mask wearer. But there's tweets from him post-mortem about coronavirus being not as lethal as the media stated. Is that weird? Is that crazy?
So did it have that blue check mark?
Oh, I don't know. But still, isn't that crazy? Probably. It's from his account. It's from his, I think his family or whoever runs his account now. Did he forget the mask just like Dwayne Johnson?
That's pretty shitty.
Did he forget the mask just like Dwayne Johnson? Tells CCP that we need PPE in production.
Proud of that one.
It arrives late cause I wrecked the shipping infrastructure. Now we protest in the streets, it ain't no discussion. George Floyd, Taylor B, haven't seen no justice.
Gosh.
Yeah, she really hasn't seen no justice. God damn, we're gonna see.
What the hell? A wall over, what is wanton endangerment? What about wanton murder, homicide right here?
Yeah, I'm glad I put that line in.
Are you kidding me?
Seriously.
While everyone's watching.
It's like they want more protests.
Again and again. Yeah.
They're like, let's
sorry,
keep it
you're
up.
just going to have to burn it down. If you want it to work for everybody.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Vote it out. Vote it out. Vote it out. How many?
Say her name, Breonna Taylor.
Move away from the city, buy a bigger house. I'm a jerk, you need to work, but don't expect handouts.
That's Larry Kudlow and Steve Mnuchin, by the way.
COVID, cancel all the trips around the world.
Oh, Mnuchin.
COVID, I might cancel festivals. Cancel, which event is next? Need at least 6 feet, I like my peeps social distance. Every time I see you too, man, it bring me home. R.I.P. Black Mamba, shout out Black Panther. We're just trying to survive, yeah, that's no lie. So let's celebrate the life of PewDiePie.
Okay, yeah, so why do we have PewDiePie in here? It's because I want him to review this video. So anyone watching this, if you know PewDiePie...
He wants to stay out of politics.
It's not a political video. No, I want to just review our channel, okay?
Oh.
That's all I want. And I'll give you a headband.
Well, he thought, what is that
I can just point to my
game
own.
was too political. I was like, what? What's political?
Do you see these headbands? Oh, I can just show it now. Oh, I don't want to take it off. That's fine. They're multifunctional. If you want one, Pewds, I'll send them to you. And any fans that want one. It's actually on our site. It's going to be, it's up, Eureka.com.
I'm going to wear them. It goes up the face like a scarf.
Anyways, I guess it just finishes.
PewDiePie. Perfect.
I feel like he just wants to be a drummer.
Everyone wants to
Part-time.
be a musician.
Really?
I don't know.
Some people want to be the composer, but they don't really want to play the music.
Whoa.
I guess that is still playing the music. You just, anyways.
Yeah, no, I think a lot of people really like music.
Shit. Oh, sorry.
Oh, good thing that's in there. Do you have anything else you want to add for a 420 episode?
Yeah, I realized I relate to cannabis. Like,
well,
that.
Yeah. Well, cannabis is our first company that we started together in 2016. And then we got into software because we realized how underserved the cannabis industry was financially. Because it's not federally legal, there's no banking, there's no insurance, there's no credit.
Well, there's a whole bunch of issues, but it's okay. That means it's a whole new industry, unfettered by other regulations and restrictions. But,
right.
But
You relate to cannabis?
Because it's highly offensive, maybe at first, but if you stick around, it could end up being very entertaining.
That's like our show.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just kidding. But that actually explains two things. Why we smoke on every episode. It's because we have a cannabis startup. And the website will be up. We'll be doing a CBD website. And
CBD Delta 8. Look that up.
But also, yeah, why we started Eureka and the software. And why we're still very much...
yeah, we couldn't do ads on Google. We were so restricted in ways other things weren't.
Right.
And so I'm like, we need our own platform. We need a way to like put value to the products that people had put value and wanted to put value in, and we had no way of connecting. Like,
yep.
But okay, now I didn't realize all the digital assets had that issue too. But it makes sense.
Yeah. So we made it to 420 episodes. Very grateful for everyone who's watched. I know it wasn't the highest quality start, but we got there.
Yeah, we got feedback and like
yes. Just kept improving things little by little. We thank you for all of your attention, and we hope we can continue to deliver quality content and hopefully grow our channel to include other content creators. Originally, our show was supposed to be a talk show, but we couldn't get any guests, so we just kept reviewing footage.
Oh, because of COVID?
No, just because our show wasn't really any size. It's still pretty small.
Totally non-scripted. We were just trying to figure out what we wanted to kind of put on, right?
Yeah. But that's the thing. It's like, because it's non-scripted, we can go week by week and just cover like what's going on every week. Well, we don't really cover the news anymore. It's a little too sad.
It's just the cycle's crazy right now, or it's been.
Okay, Y Combinator, if anyone's watching, please give me an interview. I promise. We're just as lovely on the phone or over Skype or however you're doing interviews. Okay, we'll see you guys in the next one.
It's going to be on Zoom.
If you don't have buds, we're your buds. We'll see you. Bye.
If you liked this video, don't like, don't comment, don't subscribe, don't retweet, don't follow, don't reblog. Do not smash the like button. In fact, keep your fucking hands away from the like button. Stop. Stop.